Hello, hello, hi, hi, folks. Welcome, welcome. Happy Wednesday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. I had to restart my phone a couple times. It wouldn't let me go live. It would go and then freeze up, would go and then freeze up. So I had to turn off the phone and turn it back on a couple times. I am glad we are here. Anyway, man, we are close to X Mass. T Money. What's going on? Man, I can't believe it's Christmas. It's the 21st. PK, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. And I can't believe it's like 4 days to Christmas. It's just flying. I'm so excited for Christmas. Christmas is exciting for me. It's gonna be a quiet Christmas, but it's gonna be exactly what I need. I have a mentor. Well, we have a mentor in our company, and this guy is on a whole other platform. Like if the overachiever is here, this guy's like over here, right? He's a 10-figure earner in our company. For that's a lot of zeros, okay? And his name is Justin Prince, so shout out to him. But he has a message that he's often shared, and the message is, "Are you the one?" Right? And I love that one. I love that whole concept. Now, I came across something else today that kind of goes hand in hand with what Justin Prince talks about, and gotta share it with you. You feel me? Gotta share it with you. So if you know anybody who you'd like to tag, maybe this is a good time to. There you go. Tag Justin Prince, JP. Yes. So the message goes, and I'm gonna do my best to ILT, which according to Ray is invest, learn, teach. I'm gonna teach, right? Days will get longer. So I don't know about you. I don't know about you and how you grew up and what kind of family and all that. But in my family and in I guess my ancestry line, which I've never done one of those tests and I won't. But in my ancestry line, there hasn't really been any one that has made a big noise. You know what I mean? Like there hasn't really been anyone in my family that has like come out and made an impact on a bunch of lives, you know? There's really not anybody that I can say, "Oh, my uncle George," you know, uh, George, Uncle George is that guy. We don't have that person in our family. And so I don't know about you, maybe you have that person in your family. When you think about it, you're like, "Oh, Dr. So-and-so or Mr. So-and-so or Uncle this or Grandpa that or Grandma this or Aunt this," right? Well, I don't. And I can't really, not to that extent that they have impacted lives and exactly, Mr. George. Um, I don't, you know what I mean? Not to that extent. So maybe you're in the same boat with me and you don't have anybody in your family like that, and maybe you don't actually care. You're like, who cares? I don't want to be the one. I don't want to do anything. It's all good. We'll just float, right? Which is all good. This life is not for you. You know what I mean? But if you're somebody that you're like thinking in your family, you're like, you know what, I can be the one. I can be the one who generations down the line, they say, "Oh, you know what? It was Uncle Sean, right? It was Sean who did it, right? I truly believe so, right? Maybe you believe that. I believe that, right? And if you really believe that, then somehow you got to that point. Somehow you got to a point where you're thinking, you know what? I think I kind of, I think I can, I think I can shine, outshine. I can really do some big things. Somehow you came to that point. Let me share with you the 3 points that I came across today that it kind of goes hand in hand with this. And I love this. PK, thanks for all the love. I believe, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. If it's not going to be me, I don't know who will be. You know what I mean? It's got to be me. And I don't know, maybe it sucks, maybe it doesn't suck that I don't have kids, so, you know, that's a whole other life. But, so I'm gonna share with you 3 ways, maybe 3 ways you can think to yourself, you know what? I can be the one. In fact, I am the one. Number one reason. Linda, how are you? Welcome. Good to see you. Hopefully you circle back and watch the beginning so it makes a little bit more sense. Number one reason, or number one way you get to that conclusion that you could be the one in your family, is that you started to recognize unhealthy or dysfunctional behaviors in yourself, and you're trying to make a change. You're like, I'm seeing stuff about me that I don't like. Like I've inherited these traits, if you would, these morals, these principles, these values. I talk about that all the time, right? And I don't like them. I want to change. I want to make that change. You start to see unhealthy stuff about yourself, right? And you're like, you know what? I don't like this. I don't like this about me. This is not me. Have you ever said that to yourself? You know what? My dad is not me. My aunt is not me. My grandmother is not me. Right? Number 2, you recognize unhealthy patterns within your family and you choose not to repeat them. Yep. You see stuff in your family, you're like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna repeat that. That is not, no. I'm not gonna hand this down. You see stuff about your family and you're like, I'm not signing up for that class. That's not something I want. That's not a moral. It's not a principle. It's not a value that I want to carry and pass along. You see stuff that you're like, I'm going to change that. And the third and last is you begin to understand why people in your family act the way they do, because you understand that the way you understand the way their trauma has impacted them and their behaviors. At one point, you start to recognize that that person in your life, that's why they behaved the way they did, because of what happened to them, because the lack of love they received, because the lack of trust they received, because there's nobody there for them. They did the best they could, right? Because you start to understand where they are coming from. Big difference with you understanding and agreeing with them and passing it on. That's not what I'm saying. It's that you recognize it, you understand it, you get it. You're like, oh, you know what? That's why. That's why she behaves the way she does, or that's why he behaves the way he does. You start to understand the trauma behind their behaviors. Understanding all that makes you think, you know what? I get the trauma, I get the what's done to them, and I get the behaviors, but that doesn't mean I get to sign up for that class, carry it with me, and pass it on, right? You begin to understand the background, the trauma, the story, right? So three reasons or three ways you can come up with that. One is that you understand something's not healthy about the way you act. Two is something not healthy about the way your family acts. And three is like, you get it. Now you understand why they act the way they act. And you're not signing up for that class. Hopefully you guys got some love, some inspiration, some value from this live. I appreciate you guys. Drop your thoughts, your comments, your feedback below. Hey, if you got one of these that speaks out to you and you're like, oh, that's the one that speaks to me. That's the reason why I'm gonna be the one. Drop it in the comments below. Let this feed grow. If you feel like this is worthy of sharing and you got a couple people that you're thinking of, they could benefit from this live, tag them to this or share this on your wall, spread the love, do what you got to do, you feel me? And until tomorrow, when we do it all over again, much love.